Good morning. This is the second day of TIFF. Didn't get much sleep because I stayed to the party pretty late and walked back with my friend, and then we chatted, and then her phone, she likes to leave the notifications on all night, so every now and then it'll be like a ding ding, and I'm like, what? Please don't. Oh my god, it's so hard to fall asleep. And then construction starts outside and everything, so maybe I'll get to take a nap today. But my friend gets up in the morning and she does breakfast on the terrace. So this is very nice. It's very warm out. And if anybody remembers, I used to live right there. I paid for those curtains. So that's funny, but I'm not living there anymore. And you can see there's going to be parties on the other side of this thing here. And King Street, I guess, can we see all the way down there? No, the street is still closed. Well, you can see down there, it's still closed for TIFF. So yeah, if anybody wants to walk around or go interview celebrities, or if anybody wants to be interviewed, if you're doing anything for the festival, let me know. That's because I'm in a closet. Just did some voice auditions. Oh, there I am. And I was under the blanket before trying to do a gig, and they just approved the files, so that worked. But God, it's too brutal. I need to find a regular place where I can just sort of set up. So if anybody has a room or a closet where I can set up a little echo-free space, or if anybody else does voice acting, that's what I'm going to need. Or find a hotel where it's easy to set something like that up. That's the little closet I was sitting in. There's clothes in there, so it's good. It's actually pretty good. I wish I could do all my gigs just on my phone, but I don't know if this mic is good enough quality for that. All right, I just saw on eTalk that, Brie Larson was on the red carpet. I'm like, why wasn't I over there? So I just drew her. You can see I just posted it. I wasted the day completely. It was so hard to find a place to do some voice acting. I was under the blankets, and it took forever to do my gig and my auditions. And the girl who wanted to buy my pots, I was supposed to meet with her, and she just finally said, listen, I don't have time for this. I wasted the whole day waiting for you. And I should have traded some stocks and sold when it peaked and then went back down. Very frustrated, very stressed. Last night I was just obsessed. I was lying there going, oh my God, what short films did I shoot in the past? And do I have the stock, like the raw footage of those? Because I'm obsessed now with finding any footage of when I was younger. So one day if I'm in a movie and they want to youngify me, they've got evidence, but also I can show my kids one day what I was like. And so I'm just in a big panic here, but I'm going to go for a walk now and hopefully clear my head. Alright, we're in a crowd here at the Elgin Theatre. It's going to be the Just Mercy movie here, apparently, so...
Just Mercy.
So we're looking for Brie Larson, Michael B. Jordan, and, even Jamie Foxx. Okay, so we just saw a celebrity. I recognize him. Everybody's yelling, Chris, Chris! And I'm like, I don't think his name is Chris. I want to say his name's Ahmed, but does that make me racist? Because he looked like an Ahmed. But then I just looked him up, and his name is Ahmed, but it's Riz Ahmed, and they must have been yelling Riz. And I'm like, oh, man. At least I got him in my video a bit. Here we are. Oh, it's madness here. Check it out. My friend Russell from England. I was literally just messaging some people from my phone at the theater going, you know the British guy? Like, what, do you know how to contact him or whatever? And then I just ran into him there, so it's awesome. It's always nice to see my good friends at TIFF again. Russell's loving the stuff to take pictures of. There's a lovely, what does it say? Toronto Dragon Festival. Cool. So TIFF's not the only festival in town. Yeah, so that was great to run into Russell. Literally, I had messaged 3 different people who might have known him. Or at least my friend Anna Maria. I don't know who else I messaged. But I was like, actually I couldn't remember his name. So I messaged, I'm like, what was that guy's name? The blonde British guy? I think it starts with R. It was in my head, the R part. And then I looked at his past, like, right, Russell Nelson. That's awesome. And I was like, I asked him, isn't your company called like Red Rebel or something? He's like, Red Carpet News. I'm like, okay, I knew there was another red in there. So my memory's not too awful. I haven't seen him for a while, but I said, are you staying in a hotel? And so I remember a couple of years ago we sat outside his hotel and chatted, and I remember then he was telling me that his wife was very sick. I think maybe she was pregnant. It was a lot of stress for him, and he wasn't even sure he should be at TIFF, but he tells me that he showed me a picture of his baby boy, and he's like, I know I'm biased, and it said in his, I think it was an Instagram post or something under it, said, I know I'm biased, but I think it's the cutest kid in the world, and or that's what he said to me. I don't know if that's what the caption said. The word bias was in the caption. Anyways, very cute kid, big blue eyes, beautiful kid, and he said his wife was sick for a bit, but she's okay now. So it's amazing. And he asked, he asked me, what are you doing other than selling the condo and living on couches? And I'm like, I don't know, I want to start some comedy and stuff. I want to do stuff, but I'm pretty sad. I wish I'd gotten married and had kids than my college girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, well, what did I say? I said, I want to start a podcast and have like Jennifer Lawrence come to my garage. And he's like Mark Maron, I could be the new Mark Maron. He's like, yeah, I don't know. She seems like she's not as wide-eyed and innocent now. She wouldn't be going to people's garages after Harvey Weinstein and stuff. But anyways, let me finish the story. I was like, yeah, Jennifer's Lawrence, she's busy now because she's marrying a gallery owner in New York or something. He's like, yeah, that's what the celebrities do. They want to get somebody who's got enough money so they don't feel like they're getting fleeced for their money, but they don't want another actor that, And I said, yeah, Salma Hayek married some rich Saudi or something. And he's like, yeah, but I'm just happy that I met a woman who can tolerate me, and that's good enough. I mean, if I meet a billionaire Saudi who wants to take care of me, I guess that's a bonus. And I was like, yeah, see, that's beautiful. He met a girl that he likes and that tolerates him, and then he married her, and he had a beautiful kid. And that's what I should have done many years ago. I could have had grandkids by now. Anyways, we've gone over this, but I told him I hope it's not too late to turn it around. I said I want to get into stand-up, and I said I know a bunch of girls that are doing stand-up now, and they're hosting shows, and they just started amateur nights recently, and they're all doing well. And he's like, yeah, but a lot of that is being a cute girl and stuff. And I was like, I guess. And he's like, they got boobs. And I said, yeah. I showed him a picture of this girl I know that does stand-up, and very attractive girl. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, but that's not, I'm not going to be sexist or anything. I'm going to do my own. I can still succeed as well, and I'm not demeaning or taking anything away from their comedy. Comedy is very hard. Music is hard too. Sure, okay. This is what Love Saba's writing was on. Dream It Real hashtag. Michael B. Jordan is asking, what will you do today? Okay, well that's appropriate. And also appropriate was that Californication song, because I was literally thinking today, maybe I should just move to LA. Like that's, for 25 years, every time producers or people in the ad industry have seen me, they're like, what are you still doing in Toronto? Why aren't you in LA? Maybe it's finally time to go while I'm still alive. There was a discussion. Somebody posted an article on LinkedIn yesterday about the difficulty of living far away from your parents when your parents are aging and they need help. I think in particular it was about people who are in Australia and their parents are in another country. And that's partly why I'm like, I don't want to leave. Even though, not only do my parents not need me right now, they don't even want me around. Like, they would not want me moving back into their basement. So maybe I should just go to LA and I could come back once a month and see my parents or my niece and nephew, or maybe they'll all come down to LA and live in my mansion. But at the very least, I should start doing some stand-up every day in Toronto and build my empire. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was that last night while I was lying on the couch, like in the early morning, I started thinking of all the film things I've been in. I'm like, oh right, I shot this movie called Lobby Pizza years ago, and then we shot it with a waterfall in the hot lobby of my condo in the background. The sound didn't work, so we never finished it. I'm like, but there's still footage, there's still video stuff of me, there's still evidence of my voice that I can show my grandchildren one day. So I started thinking I need to email the editor and find out where that footage is and all of this. And then I looked into my old Hotmail address that I never used, and I searched Lobby Pizza, couldn't find anything, but because pizza was in there, an email came up from 2018, and it was from my friend Tom in high school, and he was sending an email to a bunch of us who had been in his football pool in high school, and he was letting us know that his father passed away, because his father loved sports and would take people who wanted to go to see the Buffalo Bills, he would take them. And Tom mentioned in the email that his mom used to, I guess, order pizza for his friends, something to maybe watch for when his friends were watching sports or something, and she would take calls on Friday nights with everybody giving their picks for the football games on the weekend and stuff. And so his mom passed away years ago, he said, and his father just passed away in 2010 from cancer, after a year of cancer. And so I'll have to email him and say, listen, I didn't get that email because I don't use Hotmail. But anyways, that made me very sad. I remember his dad, and God, life is just, I don't know, is anybody happy? Like, is it possible to be happy after like age 18? Although I remember even at 18 when I turned 19, I was like, oh my God, I'm old, life is over. So maybe I've always just been anxious, but there's got to be some secret. There's got to be somebody out there who's happy, right? Is anybody happy? Look at this. People are actually loving it. They're like holding each other. They've got matching jackets and they're watching a movie. This is beautiful. This makes me cry. This is beautiful.